Open to the SKIMS show. Did you get to meet Kim? Well, it is currently almost 6, and we are working with SKIMS at Nordstrom's today. When I get inside, I'll bring you guys out. Bye! I can't talk about my modeling career without talking about the SKIMS Nordstrom presentation, fashion show, event, whatever you would like to call it. It truly, I don't want to say it changed the trajectory of my life, but it definitely plays a big note in my modeling career. It's probably the most asked about job I've ever done to this day. So let's get into it. We have to go back to February 2020. I know. February 1st and 2nd, I believe, were the open call days for the SKIMS show casting. Now, my agent had told everyone at our agency that this was an open call, if you will. And if you don't know what an open call is, it means anyone that has this information can show up. So let's pretend my friend Ashley saw that SKIMS was casting. I can show up through my agency, and Ashley can just show up by herself and also do the casting. So I was already not looking forward to it, knowing that I would be doing this casting with what ended up being, I think, around 2,500 models. I think that's how many people went. Somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 people went to this casting. Over the course of 2 days, I picked the second day. I don't know why I did this to myself. I was working as a server at the time, and after the casting, I went to my serving job to work the Super Bowl. So I was not in a great mood going into this casting, but I ended up going the second day, waiting for 2.5 hours to be seen. And I remember I was cutting it really close to when I actually needed to leave. Can you imagine if I had left? I was cutting it very close to me needing to leave for my serving job. And I ended up seeing some of my friends that I knew in the industry. Michelle Lee, again, I saw online and ended up chatting with her about Teen Vogue and maybe working together again. And I passed the time. I was fine. I got into the room finally. I think we took 1 or 2 photos. I introduced myself and left. It was maybe 30 seconds. It was incredibly quick how quickly I was in and out of there, because I'm assuming because they knew they had so many people to go through for the casting. But I had already kind of taken myself out of the equation. It's part of the reason why I didn't even want to go at the beginning. Looking back now, obviously, I'm glad I went, but I just didn't think I was going to get picked, honestly. That just brings me back to the fact that you shouldn't take yourself out of the game just because you don't think it's going to be you, because why not you? Literally, why not me? And it was me. So it just goes to show you need to show up for yourself even if you don't think something's for you, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So I go to the casting. That was on the 2nd. And then I go to my serving job. Shout out to Shakira and Jennifer Lopez getting me through that serving shift with their halftime show. The next day, I think I slept in. I was hearing murmurings from some of the other models in my agency about who was getting callbacks already or who was being seen already for the fitting. And I just was like, I'm out. Like, I'm definitely not in this. I think I was in bed at like 6 or 7. I was so tired from the day before. And I remember getting a text or a call, I can't remember which, from my agent, Jane. And she was like, you need to go down to the SKIMS fitting. They want to see you. Mind you, I have $0 in my bank account at this time for whatever reason. I was like, I can't Uber there. I can't take a cab. What's my like fastest mode of transportation? Obviously, the subway, or as I call it, the train. So I hopped on the train. I did my makeup as fast as I could, like humanly possible. The fastest I will ever do my makeup ever again, probably. And I went downtown. I went to the fitting. Saw some other models that I knew at the fitting, which was kind of both reassuring and nerve-wracking, because we're all kind of going up for the same, 40 spots. We didn't know, at least I didn't know how many spots there would be. I remember being behind like a curtain or something, trying on the bodysuit because they wanted to take a photo of you wearing heels and the bodysuit. Sidebar, because during the casting they also had you try on heels and take your photo in heels. And I remember asking my agent, are we walking? Because I'm 5'4". I don't have a walk. I've never been asked to be in a show before. Like, don't have any training. I haven't taken a walking class. And she was like, no, it's a presentation. You just have to stand there. And I was like, great. We will come back to that point later. Remember taking a peek like behind the place that I was changing and seeing like a mood board or a vision board of like some of the models that have taken their photos already. I'll insert it here, kind of what it looked like. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're piecing together the show. And I'm looking at the board and I'm like, no one looks like me. Like, no one looks like me on this board. And I'm like, okay, they could be trying to find someone that, like, the category that I slot into, which is blonde, pale vampire princess kind of vibes. I was like, okay, cool. Someone that hasn't seen the sun in 100 years. I was like, I can be that girl for them. Great. So I was like, okay, I actually have a chance now looking at this board that I could be in the show. This was on the 3rd. The next day is the 4th. And the day after that is the 5th, which is the show day, just FYI. So I knew I had like a 48-hour window finding out whether or not I was going to be in the show. So I went back home. At this point, I probably have told my parents that this is possible, like this could be happening. And then around like 3 o'clock on the 4th, or maybe 4 o'clock on the 4th, it doesn't matter, my agent told me that me and another model at my agency were booked for the job. I was over the moon elated. I think I called everyone I knew and told them that I was going to be in the show the next day. Mind you, the show rehearsal the next day is at 6 a.m. So I've just been told this at 4, shows the next day at 6. So I'm like, I need to get my life together, pack anything I need to pack, do my hair, organize. Like, I think I was supposed to work the day of the 5th and I called out, like, duh, I'm not gonna go to work. And I know during like photo shoots, the long photo shoots, I do not have any energy after a photo shoot. Like, it is all exerted on the photos, on the videos. I try not to book anything the same day as a photo shoot because I know how tiring it is. And the next morning I took the subway down to Nordstrom and I was so nervous. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but I was nervous because this was outside the scope of anything I've done before other than photo shoots, right? This is a brand new territory. So I got to, and it was with models that I knew, like models that I looked up to and followed on Instagram were modeling with me during the show. I was kind of freaking out now that I think about it because this was a huge opportunity and I felt a little ill prepared, if you will. I got there and then we start rehearsal. So they're kind of placing models in different areas of the stage. There's like on the stage and then there's in front of the stage. First, they had me in the second row in front of the stage and I was really excited. I was like, oh, good, people are going to be able to see me. I'm right up front. And then about halfway through the rehearsal, which a model fainted because we were standing in one place in our heels for so long. I'm assuming she locked her knees. Thankfully, I knew at that point not to lock my knees, but we also I'm assuming most people hadn't eaten breakfast. It was very early, and they moved me from the second row to the very back corner spot. And I remember being like, well, no one's gonna see me now. Well, what can you do? I'm in the show. Like, too bad, so sad, whatever. We all got assigned numbers. And so once we were in our final spots, they were going through the numbers. And I went from being like 45 to 1 in the back, whatever that meant. So they were like, what's everyone's number starting from 1? Who is 1? And I said, I'm 1. And they said, great. You're going to open the show. And when you come out, and at this point, everything started to get real hazy for me because I realized I'm the first person to go out. No one is in front of me for me to follow. And I'm the first person everyone sees. And while the wheels are turning, they're going, everyone, be careful in your heels on the escalators. Don't let your heels get stuck in the escalators. There are 4 sets of escalators in this New York Nordstrom. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the top where we were for the presentation. I am in a full head spiral at this point. I was told I wouldn't have to walk. I have to walk from the escalators to the stage. And I'm not even putting in my head yet the amount of people that were waiting to see this. The photographers, the audience, like, I'm just now really grasping what's about to happen to me and to everyone else in the room. And I am starting to fully spiral. On the inside. On the outside, you can't tell it all. I am all good, so professional, happy to be here. The worst part about all of this is when this is all happening and we're talking, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even call my mom yet to like have a little pep talk, to be talked down, to, some comfort of some sort, because it was a 3-hour time difference between Arizona and New York at the time. I'm just texting her. It's like 4 in the morning her time, just texting her, being like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. What do I do? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I'm gonna have to do this. Like, there's no way out of this. Obviously, now in retrospect, I'm so lucky and so blessed it worked out this way. The whole time, I could not enjoy it. Could not enjoy it. Because from the rehearsal, we went on buses. And the buses were going to take us to the hotel where we got our hair and makeup done. So we're on the buses. It's maybe like 7:30 in the morning at this point. I can't say for sure. And we're on the buses. And as we're leaving the buses, the line of people that we're seeing wrapped around the Nordstrom store waiting to go in to see the presentation in the next 2 hours. There had to be like at least 100 people lined up already. And it's all starting to dawn on me, like, heavily in the bus ride, the 10-minute bus ride to our next place. Like, I am starting to actually be like, what do I do? Like, there's no way out but through. There is no way out of this but through. And I know I'm so lucky to be in this position, but I am so unprepared, so out of my depth. The most out of my depth I've ever felt probably in my entire life. Like, I don't know how to communicate that through the screen right now of how scared I was. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying thinking about it. I was very scared. And I had to take all of my strength and all of my background and all of my confidence and all of my professionalism and try and do the best I could. So we get to the hotel, we're getting our hair and makeup done. And again, in a worst case scenario, I'm one of the last people to get their hair and makeup done, and the waiting is killing me. The waiting is absolutely killing me. All the other models are taking photos with their headscarves and like looking cute and running around, and I'm just sitting in this makeup chair being like, I don't have time to do anything. I'm like being rushed out of here, and I'm freaking out, which is normal. Like, I just was like, oh my God, I think I tried to talk to my very nice makeup artist about it, and he was trying to be supportive, and I was just like, oh my God, this is worst case scenario. Because as I think they had breakfast there for us, but everyone is a foot taller than me. Like, I'm already freaking out, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, everyone is so tall, so much taller than me. I was being like, why did they put me in the front? I don't know, and I don't think I'll ever know. But so grateful about it now. Once more, at the time, very scared. So I'm intimidated. I'm scared. I got my face tape. They taped like our temples with like a string in the back to like do these little facelift guys. And I had a black bob wig with bangs and the bodysuit on and heels. So I'm in my whole outfit, and we get back on the bus. This is from the best of my memory. We get back on the bus. We're supposed to be acting like mannequins. So no emotion, no expression, not a lot of movement, just very like straight on. And we get on the bus, and they introduce me to this guy whose name escapes me at the moment. And he is going to lead me. He's the line leader of taking the models to the escalators, because we've never ran through this. Like, we've done the presentation part, we haven't done the escalator part, or like walking into the building. Like, this is all I am figuring it out as I go. And thankfully, I have a line leader to lead me, because otherwise I would just be like, so this is incredibly stressful. My very nice line leader, I was just like, okay, I need to be a mannequin walking off this bus, and I need to follow my guy, and I need to like look straight ahead. So we get off the bus, it's starting, there's paparazzi outside, which another element I did not think about. We step off the bus, and I see my line leader. The escalators are over here, and I'm like, okay, here I go walking. I see my line leader guy veering this way, and I have to look over at him, because I'm like, where are you going? Because we need to go over there. Like, I see him veering off, and I'm like, I don't want to follow him yet, because that's not where we're supposed to go. And I'll insert the photo, because it's just me side-eyeing this guy, being like, what's happening? We go back towards the escalators, and By the grace of God, I did not fall in these heels. I did not get stuck in the escalator. I just was blindly using my peripherals to get me to where I knew I was. And I just was not expecting the amount of people that were lined up on every level of this Nordstrom. Probably the closest I've ever felt to what a celebrity feels. Like, not that I'm a celebrity, but in this situation, the amount of people cheering and looking at you and taking your photo, like, this is the closest I'll probably ever get to that feeling. And it was incredibly overwhelming. I was also scared, but it was incredibly overwhelming. And so I hop off, I get to the platform, I get to where I need to be, and I'm like, I did it. Like, by the grace of God, I did this. Because I was like, I was just told I would be standing here. I didn't know I'd be going through all of this. I'm standing there and I'm standing there and I'm realizing, I'm like, I'm still waiting for Kim to come out because Kim comes out to speak on the platform at some point. And so the crowd goes crazy when she comes out. Like, the cheering, the yelling, the screaming, insane. And I just feel my left foot starting to get numb in these heels, and I'm like, I need to move around like a little bit, so I'm trying to like wiggle my toes, but my feet are starting to get numb. And comes to a point, Kim's talking for a few minutes now about the store and how excited and happy she is, you know, partnering with Nordstrom on this. And I'm like, how am I going to get off the stage because I can't feel my feet, which is a problem. And so we knew our reversal line. Kim finished talking, we knew our reversal line to get off the stage. So everyone starts to walk. Please, I hope everyone's like busy doing other things and can't look when I'm getting off the stage, because I this was actually the hardest part, is that I was just walking and hoping I didn't fall over because my feet were numb. Truly, truly numb. I don't know how long we were standing there for. In my mind, it was like 20 minutes. I never looked it up. I don't know how long we were standing there, but it felt like 15 to 20 minutes of me not moving my feet. Pulled off that stage once I got to the steps because I was so scared I was going to fall down. The bus took all of us back to our hotel to get our clothes and our bags, and my hair was wrecked from that wig for a few days probably. And then they had nails on us as well. Mind you, once more, I have no money in my pocket. I think I went to Walgreens after the show and I had to buy, I think I used the last couple dollars in my bank account to buy acetone because I needed to get these nails off somehow. And home on the train with my hair, I couldn't even brush it. It was rough. I looked like an insane person probably on that train ride home, even after having probably like one of the best moments of my life. I took a giant nap for about 2 or 3 hours because I was exhausted, and I woke up to my mom and my Instagram notifications just call from mom, call from mom, call from mom, call from mom. 100 million Instagram notifications. Because when I got home, I did post about, I think maybe like an hour after I got home, I did post about the show and then I took a nap, as one would do. I woke up, I looked at my Instagram, and Kim Kardashian had reposted what I posted about my very nice message about the show onto her Instagram story. The amount of people that then went onto my Instagram and followed me or DM'd me or messaged me was astronomical. She also commented on my post, which was beyond nice of her. I didn't even meet her officially. Just was in the same room as her and wore her brand. That was really the extent of our interactions. So for her to reach out to me and write me such a nice message was literally so nice. So I felt just incredibly special, and it makes me emotional to think about now, because even though I was so scared, I can't believe I'm crying. Even though I was so scared, like, oh my god, I'm so emotional today. Even though I was so scared, it is probably one of the most like triumphant moments ever. Like, I'm a 5'4" plus size model, like opening the SKIMS show. It was such a big deal, even though I was so incredibly frightened, and I'll never get over that part. Like, I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was so cool, so special. I had so many beautiful people reach out to me thanking me for just being there and opening it and representing for short girls or curvy girls or whatever. And it was just such a special experience that I don't know if I'll ever get over. like that I'm always happy to talk about the Skim show because it really did change my modeling career in ways that I didn't even know. Not necessarily, suddenly getting more jobs, though I did 2 more UGC projects, which was so fun as the company was growing. But it changed me in the sense that I knew that I would never be afraid of anything again. Like realistically, I would never be afraid to do something again because I knew I could, because I knew I did that. I knew I could power through, and I knew that I had the abilities to take on anything that I wanted to take on. Like I'm glad I never talked about this experience. It's been 5 years now. And obviously a few weeks after that COVID happened. But I I just don't think I realized the gravity of the situation until a few years ago and how cool that experience was and what it really did for me as a person. Um, so no, I did not meet Kim. I still love Skims to this day, honestly. The pajamas though, I think are the secret hidden products that's so good. They're the softest pajamas. I have 2 pairs of them because I love them so much. And yeah, that is how I got to in the Skims Nordstrom show, New York Fashion Week 2020. Anyone has any questions or comments or concerns about me crying, to answer them down below. But thanks for following along because what a ride.